In the quiet town of Brookside, a small school teetered on the edge of closure. Its halls echoed with the laughter of children, but the peeling paint and outdated books told a different story, one of struggle and dwindling hope. Principal Clara, the heart and soul of the school, spent her days tirelessly advocating for help. Yet, every letter she sent seemed to fall on deaf ears. With the clock ticking, it felt like the end was near for the school that had been a cornerstone of the community for decades. But what happens when a billionaire unexpectedly steps in to rewrite the story? One day, as Clara sifted through yet another stack of mail, an unmarked envelope caught her eye. Inside was something that would not only change the fate of the school but also leave an entire town speechless. Who could be behind this quiet act of generosity? And how would it transform the lives of the children who called this place their second home? Brookside Elementary was more than just a school, it was the beating heart of the community. For decades, it provided a safe haven for children to learn, dream, and grow. But as years passed, the school's funding dwindled, leaving it struggling to keep its doors open. The buildings were crumbling, the supplies were outdated, and the teachers, though dedicated, were stretched thin. Principal Clara, who had poured her life into the school, fought tirelessly to keep it afloat. She held fundraisers, appealed to local businesses, and even dipped into her own savings. But nothing seemed enough. The school board had set a deadline: if a substantial amount of money wasn't raised in 3 months, Brookside would be shut down, leaving hundreds of children without a place to learn. Clara's stress grew each day, her determination wavering as rejection letters piled up. One evening, as she was leaving the school, she noticed a sleek, unfamiliar car parked in the lot. A man stepped out, tall, unassuming, and somewhat familiar. It was Elon Musk, though Clara didn't recognize him right away. "Excuse me," he said, his voice calm yet curious. "I heard about the situation here and wanted to learn more." Caught off guard, Clara explained the challenges they were facing. She spoke passionately about the students, the dedicated staff, and the community that relied on the school. Musk listened intently, asking questions about the funding gaps and what the school needed to survive. As the conversation ended, Elon handed Clara his card. "I think I might be able to help," he said simply. Clara couldn't have imagined then that this chance encounter would be the turning point in the school's fight for survival. A week after her conversation with the mysterious visitor, Principal Clara received a call from the local bank. The voice on the other end was trembling with excitement. "Mrs. Clara, an enormous donation has just been made to the school's account. You might want to come in and see this." Clara rushed to the bank, her heart racing. The donation was staggering, enough to cover repairs, update the facilities, and ensure the school's operation for years to come. It was a number she couldn't have imagined in her wildest dreams. Attached to the transfer was a simple note: "Every child deserves a chance to dream. E.M." It was then that Clara pieced it together. The man she had spoken to in the parking lot wasn't just a concerned citizen, he was Elon Musk, one of the wealthiest and most influential men in the world. But Elon's generosity didn't stop there. A few days later, trucks arrived at the school carrying state-of-the-art technology, tablets, smartboards, science lab equipment, and even solar panels to make the school energy efficient. Clara and her staff were overwhelmed, their emotions ranging from disbelief to tears of joy. In an even more touching gesture, Elon visited the school during the first assembly held in the newly renovated gym. Standing before the students and teachers, he said, "The future is built in places like this. Never stop dreaming big." It was a moment that none of them would ever forget. Brookside Elementary transformed almost overnight. Once a struggling school on the verge of closure, it now stood as a beacon of hope and possibility. The walls were freshly painted, the classrooms equipped with the latest technology, and the children, once limited by outdated resources, now explored a world of opportunities. Principal Clara watched with pride as her students thrived in their new environment. Attendance skyrocketed, and the school began offering programs in coding, robotics, and arts, nurturing dreams that once seemed out of reach. Teachers, no longer burdened by lack of resources, poured their energy into innovative lessons that ignited curiosity and excitement in their students. But the impact extended far beyond the school grounds. Parents felt a renewed sense of hope, and the community rallied around the school, inspired by Elon Musk's generosity. Local businesses offered support, volunteers stepped forward, and neighboring schools even reached out to learn how they could implement similar changes. For Clara, the most profound moment came when a student approached her and said, "I want to be like Mr. Musk when I grow up, so I can help people too." Elon Musk's quiet act of kindness became a powerful reminder that even the smallest gestures can create ripples of change. Brookside Elementary's story inspired countless others, proving that when we invest in the future, the possibilities are limitless. As Clara often told her students now, kindness doesn't just change lives, it builds futures. Brookside Elementary's story is a testament to the power of generosity and vision. What began as a quiet act of kindness became a life-changing moment for hundreds of children and an entire community. Elon Musk's unexpected donation didn't just save a school, it ignited hope, inspired dreams, and showed the world that even the wealthiest among us can use their resources to uplift others. Sometimes, even the richest people remind us that kindness is priceless. It's not about how much you give but the lives you touch and the futures you shape.